What's going on, boys and girls? Let's take a look at one of three women's fights we'll have on the card. This one actually opens the prelims. We have Melissa Dixon taking on Nora Cornolle, and this is going to be an interesting one. The lines are actually pretty wide. Both girls neither really have a height or reach advantage, with them being virtually identical. But this one is a very, very interesting one. Melissa had a very, very good UFC debut against Daria Galisova. She comes into the contest undefeated, whereas Nora also had a UFC debut win, took it by unanimous decision, winning all 3 rounds on 2 of the judges' scorecards. And she took on Jocelyn Edwards. She's 7-1 with her only loss coming in her pro debut. Let's have a look at some of the statistics, fight analysis, and try and leave you with the best bet or best case scenario, avoid a bad bet. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Oh, Till's out! It's over!
It's over! It's over!
That's what I'm saying, boy! Oh! He got dropped! It's over! It's over! Munoz! Oh my God!
We'll begin with Melissa Dixon, who is a boxer when it comes to the feet and fights behind the jab and simple fundamentals, but where she really shines through is her grappling game. When she's able to land a takedown, she has had a serious edge over basically all of her opponents. You take a look at the Galisova fight. Galisova seemed to have the power advantage, whereas Melissa Dixon was able to hold her own on the feet, but I think it was a little more risky for her to keep the fight there. And when Irina, who is a good takedown specialist with a judo background, Melissa Dixon, on the other hand, is a great transitional grappler on the mat, has brilliant jiu-jitsu, and she's able to find dominant positions and land some ground and pound. And we saw it early on. The fight stayed on the feet, and Irina actually dropped Dixon. But then when Dixon was on the mat and Irina took top position, this is when Dixon started to shine, getting her back and landing damage to end the first round. And then the second round was a masterclass of control grappling. In a dominant position, she was able to land damage, which is what you want to see, especially now with more judges looking at the damage you land on the ground than just the sole takedown. And she's able to adjust to keep top control, which is very difficult to do against good grapplers. And Melissa Dixon has been able to do it throughout her career. Overall, the Galisova fight on the feet, in my opinion, was closer to even, or I would lean Irina. But on the mat, again, Dixon took over. That was the same thing against Daria Galisova. She fought a tough opponent here. On Aries FC 9, she took on Daria, who was also undefeated at 7-0 coming into the bout, with 4 finishes against good competition in her own right. This wasn't a pushover fight. And for context, Daria is now in the UFC after just 1 fight after taking on Dixon. And in this fight, Daria came out super aggressive, showcasing an ability that when you're on the front foot against a fighter like Dixon, you are able to take advantage a little bit. Now, she may be able to jab and land the 1-2 combination, but when she's on her back foot and you're throwing punches straight down the pipe like a simple 1-2 here from Daria, she was able to land it on multiple occasions. But again, same thing. Melissa, when she feels threatened on the feet, she's going to clinch and she's going to get a takedown. Her takedown game is as impressive as her jiu-jitsu game in most of these regional contests. And she's able to get top position. Daria goes for a brief armbar attempt. Dixon, privy to it, gets a knee on her head. And once Daria goes away from the armbar, Dixon floats into mount. And with only 30 seconds to work, she lands brutal ground and pound. And enough that with just a couple seconds left on the clock, she was able to get a stoppage victory here. Melissa Dixon has taken on Olympians in judo in her career. She has great grappling, and that's where her odds edge comes in here. Nora, on the other hand, is a Muay Thai fighter who has honestly showed she can be taken down, but when it gets to the mat off her back, she is a respectable grappler. She knows what she's doing. She can defend and stay away from finishes. But again, when she's getting taken down this much against a fighter like Dixon, Dixon might be able to take advantage of that. We take a look at the Jocelyn Edwards fight. This was a great example. Jocelyn Edwards was able to land 5 takedowns, and most of the time these takedowns came from when Nora would pursue the striking a little bit too much, punching herself into the clinch, where again, as a Muay Thai fighter, you might want to be. And Nora does have exceptional knees to both the body and the head when she gets you into a Muay Thai position. But again, against a grappler like Dixon, they were able to land takedowns. But in this case scenario, Edwards wasn't really able to put damage together once she got the takedown. I think that Dixon is going to be able to do it much, much better, in my opinion. Personally, that's what I believe. So when I'm looking at the fight, Dixon's best chance, again, when Nora overcommits to her striking, she's going to land a takedown. And from there, she just needs to do what she does so well. Find the back, heavy top control, find dangerous positions, and go for her patented ground and pound. She's susceptible to the striking again on the back foot, in my opinion. So if Nora is able to keep this fight standing, I think Nora probably has the edge. But fundamentally, Melissa can hang. She's not going to get finished on the feet. She's never been finished. She has 4 losses as an amateur, never been finished in her career. With Nora's past tendency to be taken down, I think it's dangerous. And again, I don't know if the IQ of Nora is high enough for me really to say that she's a super live dog. Again, at the number, you can get her around at plus 275 on the good books if you're odds shopping, which is a wide margin for a fight that really does rely on Melissa Dixon getting the takedown and having great top control. And that means Nora would have to have overconfidence in her grappling game, which, again, I can't speak to. But when it comes to the grappling, I think Dixon's going to have the advantage. And if Nora fights like she did in her UFC debut, overcommitting to the striking, she's going to be taken down, and I think she's going to have a harder time avoiding damage when taken down than she did against Jocelyn Edwards. Overall, if I was to make predictions, I'm going over 2.5. Don't think there's value on the under, and over 2.5 coming in at minus 233. I don't think there's value there either. With the potential of Dixon getting a ground and pound stoppage, if the odds shift more, stay tuned, locked into my Twitter. And then again, if I was to say odds-wise, I would honestly favor Nora at plus 275 to game plan to keep the fight on the feet, use her Muay Thai, and defend takedowns. But then again, I actually think that the footage tells me that Dixon is going to get this fight to the match. She's going to control. She's going to land damage. And that would be her method of victory as the undefeated fighter. Maybe pursue it a little bit more. I think that the fight is going to get more and more interesting as the time goes on because both of these girls have proven to have good gas tanks, to go all 3. And Nora's best round, in my opinion, was her 3rd round against Jocelyn Edwards when in the clinch she was able to land massive strikes. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, subscribe to Combat Sports Central. And I also wanted to mention, in the Discord for Combat Sports Central, it should be somewhere on the channel page. I am now going to be posting my notes as I go throughout the week. It won't cover every single fight. It's all dependent on time and what video content I am making for the week. But any fight video that I post like this that has a best bet, I most likely have a script where I break down some of their past fights, what I see, and then I give a little breakdown at the end, which is much like what I'm doing in these videos. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff for further breakdowns, if I missed anything, it'll be on there. Go to my Discord. The link to the Google Documents for all of the events in the future will be there. And make sure you check those guys out and let me know what you think. But that'll do it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, again, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.